Attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
Crowd filing in the Yankee Stadium on a beautiful Sunday afternoon, and it is time for baseball. As the Yes Network presents the Hyundai Sunday Game of the Week, it's the Dodgers against the Yankees in the first game of a day-night doubleheader here at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with David Cohn and Paul O'Neill. I'm Michael Kay. Yesterday was washed out, so it is a doubleheader today, day-night doubleheader. Yankees lost on Friday, but when we talk about marquee pitching matchups, this is any hype. This is a marquee pitching matchup for Game 1 today. It's the Home Depot working on a win pitching matchup. One of the heroes of last year's World Series win for the Dodgers, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, gets the start. And for the Yankees, it's Cam Schlittler. He's an all-star, and boy, did he earn that.
Well, he has. When you've looked at him pitch in this first half of the season, and really back to last year, including that postseason effort against Boston, he has become a fan favorite. Almost a cult hero-like status so far. He just comes out with a brash fastball, goes right after hitters, puts them on the defensive, and usually hands his ball to the manager with a lead.
And look at the numbers in the American League. First in ERA, first in WAR, second in opponents average against, and tied for third in wins. Now, we told you about Friday where the Dodgers beat the Yankees 2-1. Little things happen. One bad pitch, one big play, and the Yankees ended up having their 4-game winning streak snap.
Well, that's what happens in close games. It comes down to a pitch or a decision. And look right here, Aaron Boone gave Garrett Cole the option. Looked like he wanted to get him after a long at bat, a hanging slider. Max Muncy is 18th of the year, and it just didn't work out. They could not get back. A big hit by Ben Rice, but a great heads-up play by Mookie Betts. Gets Grisham at the plate. Yankees could not come back.
Well, let's take a look at the leaders brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers. Dodgers have the best record in baseball. You see the top 6, the Yankees at 54 and 43. Hey, you have to be excited. If you like baseball, this pitching matchup is very, very special. We're looking forward to it. You're looking forward to it. Meredith Marakovitz asked Aaron Boone about it. We'll tell you what he says next, right here on Yes.
You could not ask for a better day for baseball here in the Bronx as we're getting you set for first pitch between the Yankees and the Dodgers in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Marakovitz. As Michael mentioned, there's going to be a pair of aces on the mound this afternoon. Cam Schlittler will go for the Yankees, Yoshinobu Yamamoto for the Dodgers. Earlier, I asked Aaron Boone about this marquee matchup.
Pretty good. Obviously, Cam's been great for us. Yamamoto's, having a great year. So, yeah, I mean, this is two of the game's, best pitchers going at it today.
While Cam Schlittler gets the ball in Game 1, the Yankees haven't officially announced a starter for Game 2. It was supposed to be Ryan Weathers, but he's going to pitch Monday against the Pirates. They're going to utilize the 27th man, and according to Aaron Boone, Elmer Rodriguez will play a role. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, Cam Schlittler gets the ball. First pitch next on Yes.
Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Amazon. Spend less on your kids for back to school. By Nissan. Hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. And by the New York Lottery. Play today and start imagining your win. Cam Schlittler leads the Yankees onto the field as we are set to begin a long day of baseball here in the Bronx between the Yankees and the Dodgers. As we mentioned, yesterday's game rained out, so it's a day-night doubleheader, 12:35 start. Then the nighttime game will be here as well. But the pitching matchup, well, they gave us that in this one. So as Cam Schlittler warms up, this is the Dodger lineup he's going to face. The DH, Shohei Ohtani, leads off. Andy Pages in center field bats second. Freddie Freeman at first base hits third. Cleaning up the shortstop, Mookie Betts, he's been hot of late. Max Muncy at third. Kyle Tucker in right. Teoscar Hernandez struggling since coming off the IL. He's in left field. Dalton Rushing will catch, and Tommy Edman, the second baseman, will bat ninth.
And yes, indeed, Cam Schlittler towing the slab on a day game. 12:30 start. Gotta love it. You see the starts this season, number 21. The numbers jump off the page at you. And let's check out the Nissan Pitcher Scouting Report for today. Cam Schlittler, shoot to thrill. That speaks for itself. A little AC/DC back in the day, and that's what he does. He's out on the mound. He's firing, living in life in the fast lane. That's with his fastball, the three-headed monster. We've talked about it a lot. And his attitude, I think, to me, that's, I got a little Wu-Tang Clan here on the third one. Bring the ruckus. That's kind of his personality out there, right? That's the way I see him.
So Ohtani's studying him as he warms up. And we'll take a quick look at the defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Bellinger in left, Grisham in center. Max Schumann gets the start in right field. Infield, McMahon, Volpe, Chisholm, and Rice. Third to first. Ali Sanchez gets the first start behind the plate. And Jason Dominguez will DH. Now let's walk with Ohtani into the left-handed batter's box. We told you about a marquee pitching matchup. There's a marquee matchup right here. Schlittler against Ohtani. Dodgers 62-36. Yankees 54-43. Yankees had their 4-game winning streak snapped Friday, and the Dodgers had their 3-game losing streak snapped with the victory on Friday. So Ohtani is ready. Cam Schlittler is ready. And let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch, swung on a miss, we're underway. Let's start it at 99. That's what Schlittler said.
My best against your best.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't a corner pitch either. That's just here, hit it if you can.
The crew chief, Rob Drake, is behind the plate. Edwin Jimenez at first, Stu Shurwater at second, and Junior Valentine is over third. Again, challenging him at 99. Swing and a miss.
Well, Connie, he's thrown 2 by him, and so do you stick with it, or you go to the sinker or the cutter? It's again, but a little different look. Huh?
You can see, yeah, exactly. You see the carry on that fastball, and Ohtani underneath it.
And the pitch. Swung on and missed. 100 miles an hour. My best, your best, I win this time. Take a look at it pitch by pitch, David.
Well, the beauty of Cam Schlittler is the old school nature of his style. I mean, you could throw him back in the 1950s. This could be the Brooklyn Dodgers, the way he's going at it. Mix in a curveball in there in the dirt just for show. The rest is all dough. Gas for your you-know-what.
Cody, it's 12:30, and it didn't take you long to get in there.
Andy Paez takes outside 1-0.
I got a filter, though. I cut myself off at the end there.
Well, yeah. Left it to your imagination.
It's extraordinary the growth I've seen of you over the last 30 some odd years.
You can develop a filter. You can learn one, yes.
You know, I don't remember Schlittler being this, just laid back, waiting, kind of the way Garrett Cole did the other night, kind of getting ready early and making the hitters wait. Very deliberate.
Take a look at the umpire scouting report brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Rob Drake, in his 28th season, 71 pitches challenged, 42 overturned. He calls more inside strikes and more low strikes, so he is considered pitcher friendly, and he's pinned to the end.
I like that guy.
I was wondering at the beginning of the year when we used to go over umpires, and you have the challenge now, but it still makes a difference if the umpires are pitch, because you can't challenge every pitch, and if the umpire is giving him a little bit off, sure, in a huge situation you challenge it, but it's just you can't do it every pitch.
Exactly. There's still framing involved from the catcher's side, and there's still the umpire's interpretation on their side.
The 1-2. Fouled away. Giving a look is Rice, but it'll make the seats. Dodgers are the major's best team on the road. They're 31-17 on the road. And they're pretty good at home, too, with 62-36. And the righty rocks and deals. Pages spoiling the fastball.
Can't get loose enough, huh, Cody?
Exactly. Yeah. You see Schlittler kind of driving the bus there. He's got the pitch calm on his belt. He's making he's making the calls. Already starting to mix in some curveballs early in the game. Usually we've seen Cam kind of just go through the first time in the order with all fastballs, that three-headed monster, but kind of seen him start to mix it up just a bit. You can see right there. He's pushing the buttons.
I mean, the scouting report, obviously, over 90% are fastballs. And we did, 3 games ago, Michael, against the Tigers, where they were just getting started early, and hit the fastball. So he had to go to that curveball. But, overpowering right there.
Pages down with a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. This is good old country hardball right here.
It is. And actually the curveball previously kind of set that up. Just a little bit of mystery in the hitters' heads. And then you back it up with 99 problems. 99 miles an hour on the black will give you 99 problems.
The 99 problems, but the pitch isn't one.
Exactly.
Michael, that was impressive right there.
We had Jay-Z here in concert not too long ago. We're all over.
Freeman up and away, 1-0. Friday, Freeman 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts.
Yeah, I mean, we look at his career numbers. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, and he's killed the Yankees in the World Series. But he had a night and he's having a week or so where he's just down a little bit. And a lot of these things, if you make a mistake, sure he's going to hit it. But if you make your pitches to even a great hitter when they're struggling, you can get them out.
Let's take a look at Cam Schlittler's arsenal. StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
Goes from fast to faster. Mix in a curveball.
Two-one. Loop. And out of play. 2-2. So can Schlittler strike out the side? And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Bringing the heat. He strikes out the side. 1-2-3. Cam Schlittler feeling it. Yankees coming to bat. Oh, behind Yamamoto as he warms up. One of the special pitchers in the game. And we just saw one of the special pitchers in the game strike out the side in the top of the first inning. Let's take a look at the Yankee lineup that will face Yamamoto. Trent Grisham in center field leads off. He's been hot over his last 31 games. Then Ben Rice at first. Jason Dominguez will DH and hit third. Cleaning up, left fielder Cody Bellinger. Max Schumann gets start right field, bats fifth. Batting sixth, the second baseman Jazz Chisholm Jr. And the bottom of the order is Anthony Volpe, Ryan McMahon, and Ali Sanchez.
And that lineup will face this right-hander is Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Is a name that everybody knows now and deserves a little time with that name too, because he's really good, and the numbers this year are really good as well. And let's tell you a little bit more in our Nissan pitcher scouting report for Yamamoto and the pinball wizard. He's got 6 different pitches. They're all over the map. He's worth every penny on the money on the contract he signed, and his postseason love gave him a little California love.
I gotta ask, Courtney, was it the Who's pinball wizard or Elton John's remake?
That's a Who.
That's a Who.
All the way.
All right.
Got the Who, Pink Floyd, Tupac.
Grisham fouls it off. Yamamoto coming off his worst start of the year last Saturday, lost to the Diamondbacks, season high 6 runs and a season high tying 4 walks. And that came in 6 innings. One and two. Swing and a miss. Grisham down on strikes. Take a look at the Dodger defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. And we will concentrate on the center fielder, Andy Pajes. He's our Car Shield defensive player profile. 13 outfield assists this season, 18 defensive runs saved. The assist that leads the majors, but even the great ones make mistakes. He made an error on Friday. He made a bad throw on the relay to Mookie Betts, so sometimes it doesn't always work out even for the best.
You know what I did notice? You're talking about those kind of misplays, Michael, but there was another ball that he went after. And if you're not a great outfielder with a ton of confidence, after you make a mistake, you're kind of hesitant, kind of the rest of the game. He went out and made a tremendous play in the gap in the middle of the game. So his confidence is off the charts out there in center field.
Rice tops one to Edman for out number 2. Here's Jason Dominguez.
You look at the percentages of Yamamoto, Coney. I mean, his split finger is not just an out pitch with 2 strikes. Throw it at any time in the count.
The 0-1. Broken bat, popped up, right side. Here comes Freeman. He makes the play in foul territory as the Yankees go down in order. We'll go to the second. As we start the second, we look back at the first. The Optimum Fiber famously fast replay.
For a whole lot of nothing and a lot of gas. 3 strikeouts, 6 swing and misses, a high cutter right on by Freddie Freeman to end it.
In the first inning, 5 pitches of 99.5 miles per hour or faster. Now, there are some teams that don't do well against 95 plus. The Dodgers are one of the teams that does very well 95 plus, but not in the first inning.
Well, he's got such good movement too. He's on 7 days rest, I think, Tony. That make that big of a difference?
It does. I think it does. You know, a lot of pitchers, old school type pitchers would say, no, I lose my feel, I overthrow if I get too much rest. No. If your mechanics are solid like Schlittler's, are, and the extra rest will help you. Your stuff will be sharper. It'll pay off at the end of the year as well.
Just missed the outside corner with that one.
Well, if you're the Yankees, or really the Dodgers in that regard, you're not playing for 6 months. You're playing for 7 months. Mm-hmm. You're playing for the month of October, which is a full month. If you're a starting pitcher, you think about getting to postseason in October, you get 6 more starts on top of the regular season, so you're not done.
Those are kind of high intensity starts too, right at the end, right?
You hope you get 6 more starts.
2-2.
Look at Mookie Betts, and you look at some of the years he had in Boston. I mean, he was probably top 2 or 3 guys at getting to a fastball in the game. So, as you get older, sometimes things change a little bit, but he's been on a hot streak. He is such a solid player, but not putting up the type of numbers that he did at one time.
Yeah, he's always been exceptionally quick middle end.
Yeah.
Pull side power. You can see Schlittler staying away from him.
Schlittler thought that was strike 3. But it was ball 3.
Yeah, it looked like it was outside. I mean, it started to come back, but never got to the outside corner. See that two-seam spin as a hitter, you just hope that it stays off that plate. Well, that one looked like it was a strike.
And
Got your
Sanchez
challenge
is
in the
going
ball
to challenge
call.
that. The challenge, ABS challenge, powered by T-Mobile. And Sanchez wins.
Gets the strike.
Brett down looking. 4 strikeouts in a row for Cam.
Little cut on it. See Paulie coming back. Little front door cutter. Look at that subtle little movement. Right at the top of the zone on the inside corner.
Got to mention it was 96. I mean, Mariano's cutter wasn't even 96. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Here's Max Muncy. Hit the big home run against Garrett Cole on Friday. Muncy's 35 years old. He's the longest tenured Dodger on this roster.
He's a solid player. I mean, he's made 3 All-Star teams. Actually started the All-Star game this year, but defense has gotten better. Garrett Cole probably sick to his stomach, still thinking about that pitch. You know, you just look like they were afraid to go in on him in that at bat.
Talking about that home run, we take a look at the exit velocity on it, presented by Spectrum. 107.9 off the bat, and it traveled 416 feet. Meredith, you spoke to Cole and Boone about that pitch and that decision.
Well, Michael, first of all, when I asked Aaron Boone what led to him keeping Cole in, did Cole have to convince him? And he said no, he actually went out there with the intention just to make sure that Cole was okay. Asked him if he could get Muncy. Cole said he was fine. I got this batter. Unfortunately, it did not work out for Garrett Cole. Now, Paul, you mentioned you thought maybe he wanted it down a little bit. That's what Garrett Cole told me after the game. I said, do you question the pitch selection at all? He said, if I execute in that spot, I have a better idea of whether or not I should have thrown a different pitch, but in the case of that, he just didn't put it where he wanted to, and Max Muncy made him pay for it.
Well, you make mistakes, but you still, the hitter has to put a good swing on it. And, you know, it was a long count. He had seen a couple backdoor breaking balls, and all of a sudden the hanger was right there.
Two. Foul back to Cutter.
Cool. I had the same conversation with Mel Stottlemyre one day when I threw a hanging slider to Jim Thome like that, and he hit in the upper deck. And Mel said, well, he could have hit a double. He didn't have to hit a homer.
They don't always get hit.
Yeah, not all your mistakes get hit out. But
in big situations, it is important. It just happens. And you look at, we broke that in the pregame. You break that game down into just a couple plays.
Count full on Muncy. Now, Paul alluded to this earlier. You watch Schlittler. He throws 99, 100 miles an hour, and he really rocks you to sleep. None of his motion is hurried. Doesn't seem like he's doing max effort. Obviously, he is, but I think that plays to the advantage of Schlittler as well. You can just see he just rocks nice and easy.
yes, rock and fire. There's a lot that goes into it. Certainly what you're talking about, Michael, that motion. Mariano Rivera had that kind of easy gas, that motion to lull you to sleep. But there's also the extension, the slot, the window the pitch comes out of, his release point. All of those add up to hard to hit.
Yeah, and height always comes into play because it's just, tall pitchers are you just picking the ball up a little bit different window, as you were talking about.
No one sees it. No one sees it, and it falls. Muncy's going for 2. He'll make it. Jazz went back, couldn't find it. Schumann didn't see it, and it just fell between them for a double.
Weird here. Twilight, you understand it. I mean, and if you lose the ball in the sun, okay, but it looks like Schumann never saw the ball off the bat, and then Jazz just assumed that he was camped under it. Ends up being a double for Muncy. Oh, it's a bad feeling, Coney. Horrible feeling. The only thing I can think about is every once in a while it's so bright you kind of lose the contact to the ball in the shirts, some of the folks in the stands, but you could tell right off the bat he just didn't see it.
11 games of experience out there, but Jazz has a lot of experience at second, and he didn't see it either. 1-0 to Tucker. When you play the great teams, you can't give 28 outs, can't give 29. You've just given an out away there. That has to be made.
Yeah, I think Jazz saw the ball, but he just assumed that it wasn't his, which it wasn't. But Schumann didn't pick it up.
One and two on Tucker.
It's got to come into play too, Coney. As you make that pitch, you see the easy fly ball. In your mind, you're thinking, there's 2 outs, and all of a sudden you kind of got to re-gauge things. Now I got on second with 1 out.
It is one of the keys for young pitchers to learn, to forget about that and pick up your fielder right now. To me, that is the maturation process, exactly to your point, for a young pitcher to learn. Best thing you can do now is pick up your teammates and take the pressure off of them.
That one is looped and caught by Volpe. Nice play by Volpe for out number 2.
Well, he's playing up the middle, and anytime you've got these 2 good of pitchers like they are today, every big at bat comes into play. This saves a run. It was all about positioning. Getting Volpe up the middle, being able to snag this little blooper.
And that's why if you're on the mound, you pick up your fielders, because sometimes your fielder's going to pick you up right back.
Teoscar Hernandez takes a strike. "13 games back after a stay on the IL with a left hamstring strain, and still trying to find it. 5 for 44, 113. He's always been a clutch player in the postseason.
He's had some leg issues and has not been offensively what he usually is, but recently not swinging the bat well, but hit the ball hard off Cole a couple times the other night.
Foul back. "42 pitches for Slittler. So rushing on deck. Popped up on the right side. Rice makes the play in foul territory, and the double is wasted.
And there's a good look at some Yankees starters, Will Warren and Clark Schmidt. Big day for Clark Schmidt yesterday. He threw to hitters for the first time since his Tommy John surgery, threw all fastballs, variations of it, about 15 pitches. Matt Blake told me earlier he came through that okay, just excited to get back out there. Now, he didn't dial it up all the way, but he was hitting in between 92 and 95. A good first step for Schmidt. They now are going to have him do that again, eventually do some rehab games. When I asked asked Matt Blake exactly what the plan is for Schmidt. He said it's going to depend on need. They'll stretch him out to about 40 to 50 pitches and then kind of go from there based on where the rotation is at and based on where the bullpen is at. Now, Will Warren is going to start in the Pittsburgh series. Ryan Weathers will get the ball in game 1. He was pushed back. He was actually supposed to pitch, guys, today, but the Yankees opted to utilize the 27th man, meaning they're going to use Elmer Rodriguez in some capacity, although they have not officially announced him as a starter. Matt Blake telling me this enables them to bring him up without burning an option. So in the Pittsburgh series starting Monday, it'll be Weathers followed by Warren and then Garrett Cole. Michael?
Thank you, Meredith. And the rainout yesterday plays in the Yankee favor because they didn't have a starter for Tuesday. They might have had to go with a bullpen game, but because of that and employing the 27th man that you get with a doubleheader, they bring up Elmer Rodriguez for game 2, and then they could have one of their starters pitch game 2 of the Pittsburgh series.
And I'm just looking at this at bat, Coney. It was a split finger down and in, and then a 96 mile an hour right under your hands. It's so hard for a hitter to adjust to all these pitches because of the location and the speed. Uh-oh.
And that is challenged by Rushing. So ABS powered by T-Mobile. Let's take a look. And it was a strike. Bellinger down looking.
I think Drake was getting into the pitch and what happened in, and then finally just painted one on the outside corner. Coney, that's a textbook pitching. Right? There's not much you can do as a hitter.
Pinpoint control.
Now, can I bring one thing up? I've seen the Yankees get burned twice for not calling it fast enough. That was not called right away by Rushing at all. And Schumann lost one to left field, backing up Hernandez, and he'll make the play. Now, I know he was getting up to toss the ball around the infield after a strikeout, what he thought was a strikeout, but still, you have to touch the helmet immediately, and he didn't. And he still granted him the challenge.
Unless he did something verbal. Maybe he told the umpire here. He said something to him, yes. There was verbal contact first.
Here's Jazz Chisholm Jr. Foul back here. One and one. Nothing. Bottom of the second inning. 2 outs, nobody on. Ground ball up the middle. Backhanded by Edmonds. Goes to first. And he gets Jazz Chisholm for the final out. Nice play by Tommy Edmonds, the Dodgers second baseman. 6 up, 6 down for the Yankees against Yamamoto. We go to the third. It's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Today's picture is of Gaines, Duke, Gavin, Easton, and Drew, who enjoyed a night at the stadium before heading up to Cooperstown. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. We start the third inning on a beautiful Sunday afternoon in the Bronx. First game of a day-night doubleheader. We're so glad that you could join us. Dalton Rushing will start it off against Cam Schlittler. Schlittler 4 strikeouts over 2 innings. Rushing swings and misses.
Got a good sound to it too, doesn't it, Cody?
No doubt about it. I mean, his stuff is so good, it's hard for him to have quick innings. He's got a lot of swing and misses, right? Foul balls, late. You know, Yamamoto on the other end, very efficient so far. So if you're looking at both starting pitchers, yeah, we're even up here, but Schlittler, we're already approaching 50 pitches here in this inning. Yamamoto not even at 20 yet.
One and two. Word is the Dodgers might be looking to pick up a catcher as well, because Will Smith seems to still be having trouble with the neck inflammation. There's no real return date that's been set for him, and Smith is such a valuable person for the Dodgers. Rushing's done a nice job filling in, but they might need another catcher.
It's hard to find good catchers out there. Everybody needs a good catcher.
Yep.
It's a real commodity.
If you get catchers now with any kind of offense ability and can handle a pitching staff, I mean, it's like you're one up on other teams.
It's never been harder to be a major league catcher. All the information they need to process, the scouting reports, the big data, challenge system now.
And there are
you got to hit.
a lot of GMs that don't like to get catchers in the middle of the season because it's hard to learn the staff.
Coney can really talk about that. I mean, I don't care if you bring in Pudge Rodriguez came in. It takes a while, years back that, Coney, you get used to catchers. Even an all-star catcher you're not accustomed to throwing to can be different, right?
Very different, and it's a little bit mitigated now by pitch comm, as we've seen with Cam Schiller. You can drive the bus yourself now, so you're not out there on the mound shaking your head 20 times to get to the pitch you want.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 5.
Well, this is one of these days, I would assume, Coney, coming out of the pen, and then after the first couple innings, it's just like, I don't need to change much here. I'm getting the fastball by the majority of the hitters. But you're right, there's really no first pitch sinker ground outs.
It's not getting easy outs. He's just playing catch now.
Here's Tommy Edman. Ground ball and through for a base hit between Rice and Chisholm. And that'll bring up Shohei Ohtani and leads us to today's injury report, brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. You can see what he's done as a pitcher, and it was revealed today that he's not going to be on the mound anytime soon. He was supposed to start on Wednesday, but they said no because it's not worth it. We don't want to push it, and we'll get him out on the mound when he's ready. But he's out indefinitely because of that left knee issue.
That's one of those luxuries. They're having a big lead also, that you don't have to push things. And as important as he is offensively, you get him back healthy as a pitcher. There's no reason to push it.
That one is drilled to right center field. That's going to be a base hit and up against the wall. Schumann plays the carry. Edman rounds third. He's coming home. The throw, not in time. It's an RBI double for Ohtani, and the Dodgers lead 1-0.
Well, it had the sound to it, Coney. I mean, this ball was just scalded off the wall, and bad break for the Yankees. It kind of bounced to the left where Schumann had to really chase it. It should be a cutter, and if you don't get it in off the plate, Ohtani's able to get to it. Just listen to that sound, but then again, coming off the wall, it didn't come straight out. It kind of shot to the side, which gave them a little bit more time for Edman to score.
And it's down, too. Ohtani loves it. Down. Big-time power. Below the belt.
There's Andy Pages. One and 0.
And Edmonds, again, right off the bat, this how little hesitation, but then you see 100%. You let me know whether I'm going. And with the bounce off the fence, scores easily.
2-0. Ohtani's 59th run batted in. Dodgers' third hit. Down goes Pages. Gets back up quickly.
It's strange. I mean, that ball was actually away. It just looks like his back foot just slipped out.
Like him got him on the front knee.
But you kind of post up, and then all of a sudden, see you later, like on ice skates.
The 2-1. 2-2.
We talked about Pages, and he's always been a good defensive player, but kind of turning the page offensively this year. 17 home runs, hitting .270, and you've seen it just in these couple of bats against Schlittler, fouling pitches off, taking pitches in. Just a much better idea at the plate. When you break down pitch counts and everything else, that is the 16th foul ball off of Schlittler. So, your long counts, because they're really not hitting a lot of balls first pitch, a lot of strikeouts, but 16 foul balls, that just adds up the pitching.
Yeah, that's what that tells me is a few more curveballs mixed in might help the equation. Start out the first inning, we saw it, we haven't seen it since. A little bit of mystery, a little bit of front to back in terms of speed variance would help when you get these kind of games. Your stuff's good, a lot of swing and misses, a lot of foul balls. Something off speed. The best pitch for him would be that curveball.
I mean, that's about as good as it gets right there. 99 sinker up and in, but still able to kind of fight it off and stay in the at bat.
Did it go? No, said Edwin Jimenez. Dodgers have a strikeout rate of 21.4% against pitches 95 miles an hour or more. That's fourth best in baseball. Another foul ball.
Couple of curveballs in a row there.
Yeah, the 3-2, the 2-2 I understood. The 3-2 I was a little surprised. But I think he heard you, Coney. You're right on his pitch count.
And you give Pages credit. He's battling. Tough at bat.
Popped up. Sanchez tosses away the mask. Makes the play on the back pedal. 2 outs.
Little things make things easier, and by Ben Rice just staying out of the way there, you don't hear footsteps. As soon as he gets rid of the mask, you feel that he's got it under control. There's no reason to complicate things and get on somebody's back right there where there's any indecision.
So here's Freddie Freeman. And a strike. Really nice crowd for a game that wasn't on the schedule. If you had tickets last night, you could use them for today's game, but some people make plans different days, but pretty good crowd. And then the night game will stay as it was with the tickets sold for the night game. They could be used tonight.
Wasn't on our schedule either, Michael.
No.
Sneak in and see Schlittler pitch today.
No, when you don't have a game on the schedule, and then you get the game on the schedule, and it's Schlittler against Yamamoto, It's not too bad.
Right.
Now, if you think about it, the game scheduled for tonight was on NBC.
Right.
It was supposed to be Schlittler and Yamamoto. They're throwing things around in 30 Rock today.
Not happy.
But Jason Benetti will make it sing. One-two. Lined into center field. It is a base hit. Ohtani coming home. The throw, not in time. It's an RBI single for Freeman, and it's 2-0 Dodgers.
Well, we talk about Freddie Freeman has been struggling, but you give him enough opportunities, especially big at bats with men in scoring position. He's done it for years. Another fastball. Just line back up the middle.
Matt Blake will come out and talk with Schlittler.
That's a big blow right there because Schlittler's pitch count is elevated at this point. You had a chance to get out of this inning. Now you got to get another out, and you're going to have to get over 70 pitches to get there. A big turning point right there. Even though in a 2-0 game, it's still a close game. Big at-bat for Freeman and the Dodgers to try to get to Schlittler and get his pitch count to the point where they get him out of the game.
David, how much does Schlittler have to battle frustration? He's throwing very well, but they keep fouling off really good pitches.
It is frustrating. That's when the adjustments come. That's when, as he evolves as a pitcher, that's maybe where a changeup will come into play on down the road. A little better command of that curveball will come into play. He hasn't really needed those pitches as of yet, but against a lineup like the Dodgers, who are fouling off all these pitches, that's when it shows that you do need something else.
That's the 50th RBI for Freeman. And Betts takes a strike. 2 outs, 2 in, 1 on. Top of the 3rd inning. Oh and 2 on Mookie Betts. See the difference in the pitches for the two pitchers, 70 to 18. Ground ball, Volpe. He'll go to second, get the force on Freeman, and that'll do it. But 2 runs on 3 hits with 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, 2-0 LA. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Yankees, the official source for your Yankees gear. Anthony Volpe will start off the bottom of the 3rd. It'll be the bottom 3rd of the Yankee order. Volpe, McMahon, and Sanchez. Yamamoto has been efficient. 18 pitches, 2 1-2-3 innings. And a strike. Grounded, 3rd, fair ball, grabbed by Muncy, sets, fires, and a backhand scoop by Freeman to get Volpe.
Well, again, we talked about Muncy defensively, how much he's improved this year. Freddie Freeman helps that too with a nice little scoop, but easy to catch it, but still to get that ball across the field, falling away from your target, a little tougher than it looks.
So here's McMahon. And a strike. McMahon's been hitting much better of late. First 45 games of the season, he was 183. Last 33, he's at 258. Overall, 215. He has 9 home runs.
It's like you think, oh, maybe the Yankees are a little over-aggressive. They're not making him throw pitches. But, I mean, look, he's thrown 21 pitches. 18 of them have been strikes. So it's not a guy you want to be 2 strikes against. It's just right there. You just put it in play.
2 down as Betts makes the play on McMahon. That'll bring up Alex Sanchez, batter number 9 in the Yankee order. Paul, Yamamoto has so many weapons. What would the approach be?
Well, he throws that split finger so much that you really just can't sit fastball. And if you watch what he's doing, you know, he's using inside, outside. He's using high velocity, and he's using the split finger. So, you know, it's kind of a crapshoot. You look fastball, you have to. It's mid-90s, and you hope that if you get a split finger that it's up in the strike zone that you can put a bat on.
1-1.
But that's how he gets his ground balls, with the splitter. You know, he's got good gas, good four-seamer. He's got all the pitches, 6 different pitches. But the four-seamer splitter combo, it really works well for him. Excellent command. And when he needs the ball on the ground, he goes with the splitter or a swing and a miss.
Yamamoto won a big Game 6 in the World Series last year, forcing the Game 7. Then came out of the bullpen the next night with 2 on and 1 out in the bottom of the ninth of a tie game. Escaped that, went 1-2-3 in the 10th before the Dodgers ended up winning the World Series. Reminded a lot of people of Randy Johnson getting 4 outs in Game 7 on 2001 on no rest. Yamamoto got 8 outs. .27 years old, third big league season. Strike 3. Sanchez down looking. 9 up, 9 down. Yamamoto perfect through 3. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. And by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. Tri-State Cadillac scoreboard. Dodgers 2, Yankees nothing. Here on a Sunday afternoon, first game of a day-night doubleheader at the stadium. It'll be Muncy, Tucker, and Hernandez against Cam Schlittler. Schlittler at 71 pitches through 3. And a strike. Muncy had a fortunate double in the second. Popped up shallow right. Schumann didn't see it. Not sure if Jazz saw it or just said, well, Schumann's going to get it. But it fell untouched for a double.
Cody, you're seeing them start to throw that curveball more, but not the ability to throw it for a strike is also important.
It's a double-edged sword, right? I mean, he has such good fastball, you know, in terms of his three-headed monster, that he hasn't needed that curveball. But unless you throw it enough to get a feel for it, you're not going to get better command.
Hit sharply and a base hit.
After a couple back-to-back breaking balls, and you know you kind of get started early for a hitter. It'd be a two-seamer. It moves just a little bit, but not enough. Let's see, a really good fastball inside hitter.
Tucker lined out to Volpe in short center field. That was in the second inning. Grounded foul. Kyle Tucker, the beneficiary of a 4-year, $240 million free agent deal. You do the math on that, that's $60 million a year. Some deferred, so it comes out to about $57.5 a year. But he has not lived up to those lofty numbers so far. Hitting just .243, 7 homers and 47 ribbies, and his WAR is 0.9. One 1 and 2. 2 1. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 2-2 on Tucker. And Schlittler turned his back on home plate, gives him more time on the pitch clock.
Looked like
Also
he lost
tripped.
his balance there.
Yeah, a little spin out on his land leg. Watch his front foot kind of spins out, loses a little bit of balance there as the holes start to get dug out a little bit. You got a little depth in those landing areas, and if you don't hit it just right, you can kind of get half on and half off and turn your ankle.
Swing and a miss, got him. That is the 6th strikeout for Cam Schlittler. 6th Yankee strikeout brought to you by your local Tri-State Audi dealers.
See, Sanchez says, give it to me right up here. Schlittler obliges, and that's a good place to go, up top against a left-handed batter.
Here's Teoscar Hernandez. Pop foul over the screen and out of play. Fly ball, right side, long run for Jazz. He can't get there, hit the screen anyway.
You see Hernandez just fighting it off, and Jazz playing way over by second base. Gives it an effort. Just ran out of room.
Dodgers do see pitches. They average 3.95 pitches per game. That's the 6th most in Major League Baseball. And the Yankees are even better. They're at 3.97, which is 3rd best in baseball. And what that does, it wears starting pitchers out. You get to the bullpen. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's not. Now that's 3.95 per game per plate appearance.
Reminds me of a lineup that I used to pitch in front of in the 90s. Those 90s Yankees lineups would do that same thing. Wear you down. Foul offs. Walks.
Not a lot of easy outs. It's got to be frustrating as a pitcher. Every once in a while, you know, you need a first pitch ground out or a fly ball. It's just, even Hernandez, you know, foul balls and struck out, but it's 5, 6, 7 pitches.
And it's the whole lineup. Right on up top and right on by.
It's interesting you bring up that 90s Yankees team, because when they got to the underbelly of the bullpen, those guys were not as good. Now, there are guys throwing 100 miles an hour that come out in the 5th, 6th inning.
It's an excellent point, but when you're facing a guy the caliber of Cam Schlittler, you know, that's your plan before. I guarantee you, get that guy out of the game as quick as we can. We'll take our chances, but your point is right, Michael. And different velocity level on the bullpens in today's game.
1-1.
You know, and a lot of the debate with some of the ex-players that played 20, 30 years ago that don't believe in the radar gun readings. Well, you don't have to even go 30 years ago. Go the last 10 years. You've seen an incredible jump in velocity.
Yep.
And even the StatCast era.
1-2.
We could debate all we want about it, how hard J.R. Richard threw in the 1980s. Yeah, he threw hard. Roger Clemens threw hard the night he struck out 20. Dwight Gooden threw hard. But there's so many more hard throwers nowadays. There's just more volume everywhere.
One, two. Swing and a miss. 3 more strikeouts for Schlittler. 8 in 4 innings. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 2-0 LA. Play FanDuel's Daily Dinger for free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. And here are the featured home run odds for today's players. Trent Grisham plus 600. Ben Rice coming up next is plus 440. Yankees looking for a base runner. 9 up, 9 down. in the first 3 innings against Yamamoto. They're down 2-0 in this game. So second time through the order for the Dodger right-hander. Grisham struck out in the first inning. One and 0. You know, one of the old cliches in baseball, well, it's really hard to sweep doubleheaders. And that's wrong. It's easier to sweep doubleheaders than split them. It's close, but 50.7 doubleheaders, 50.7% of doubleheaders are swept. Drilled deep to right field. There's a run for the Yankees. There's a hit. There's a base runner, and there is a statement. A big home run for Grisham. It's 2-1.
Well, it's important for the Yankees to get on the board, to realize that they can. And Trent Grisham did it in one swing. His 11th of the year, no doubter. All of a sudden, you kind of perk things up in the dugout. Because Yamamoto has been so tough. You just wonder, is that one of these days? Well, now you're at least on the board where you feel like it's possible to get to somebody.
There's Ben Rice. And that got the crowd back into the game.
Grisham's been really good recently since he's come back. I mean, defensively, swinging the bat much better. Offensively, so good to see him back. And it solidifies the outfield so much, getting him back off the IL.
Let's see, he's trying to go down and away. It's one of the first locations we've seen him miss. He kind of pulled it inside. And when you pitch at Yankee Stadium, boy, that ball gets in the upper deck in a hurry. I've thrown those pitches that get out of here. You blink and it's bang, it's in the upper deck. Or the second deck here. 108 miles an hour off of Grisham's bat, and that's a bolt.
I've seen him pull his hands in just a little bit, and the way he got the meat of the barrel on the ball, no doubt about it.
1-2. Grounded. Just foul.
You watch it, see him pull his hands in towards his body, and what that does, it just gets the bat head out a little quicker. And it's all about, believe it or not, by seeing the baseball where it's going to be and adjusting with your hands, which to me still to this day is amazing that the human body can do that.
Probably one of the biggest differences you'll see if you've been a baseball fan for a long time. You watch Harmon Killebrew or guys like that in the 70s or even back to the 50s. It was more of a bale and whale area with heavier bats. Lighter bats now. Guys are more stationary, spin and grin style. Get the barrel on it, watch it go.
Foul ball into the third deck.
And if you look at it, it's such a purpose pitch. I mean, just perfectly located right under his hands. Nothing you can do with it as a hitter. If you're going to hit it hard, you got to do what Rice did, and that's kind of pull off of it and just hammer it foul. Really sets up that split finger.
Swing and a miss, and there it is.
You know, it's hard to get that pitch, the pitch before, out of your mind. So you're thinking he's coming in, and then all of a sudden, you see that ball just take off away. You're talking about 7, 8, 9 miles an hour difference, and so it's very hard to adjust as a hitter.
Yeah, to me, that's textbook usage of that cut fastball in middle counts to get a left-handed hitter to yank it back.
Strike call. Well, they're going to challenge that strike call, powered by T-Mobile.
I thought that was extremely interesting the other night, Coney. You said you used to use kind of that cutter middle of the count because you wanted to strike. You wanted a guy to hammer it foul to set up our pitches, and didn't use it a lot with 2 strikes, huh?
Exactly right. It was to get to 2 strikes. The cutter from a righty to a left-handed batter, for me, was to get to 2 strikes. You want to speed him up. Speed up his bat, get him to yank it foul, and now you can go soft away, just like we just saw Yamamoto do to Ben Rice. Greg Maddox was very adept at that. He had a little flat cutter he'd throw up and into lefties just in the middle counts, just to get to 2 strikes.
Ground ball first base. Freeman to Yamamoto. 2 outs.
You know, Paulie, that's sort of, you know, it's not a pitch that's probably going to, you know, light up the metrics. It's not intended to be like the perfect movement profile pitch. It's intended to get the hitter to speed up his bat and yank a foul, and it's got to be in off the plate too.
And that's one thing when I look at the pitch clock would have been a little difficult, because there were times where, you know, if you got jammed by a pitcher, you want to step out and get that pitch out of your mind. And now you're not really able to do that, so it's still kind of in the back of your mind when you swing over that one going down on the way.
Line, foul.
Textbook once again. It's exactly what Yamamoto wants Bellinger to do right there. Same with Ben Rice. Now he's at 2 strikes. Now you can go to work. Now you can go for the swing and miss.
Strike 3. Bellinger down looking. But the Yankees finally get on base, and it was a tripler on the bases by that guy, Trent Grisham. Hits one into the second deck. It's 11th home run of the year, the Yankees' first run of the day. It's 2-1 Dodgers. Well, fans, the next game on Yes is tomorrow night as the Yankees open up a 3-game set with the Pittsburgh Pirates right here at the stadium. Extended coverage starts at 5 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Now, Yes will have post-game coverage following the final out of the nationally broadcast Yankees-Dodgers doubleheader game 2 tonight. 0-1 on Tommy Edman as we start the 5th inning. 4 innings, 8 strikeouts for Cam Schlittler. He's allowed 5 hits and 2 runs. Dodgers lead 2-1. Yankees get the bullpen working. And that's all about the pitch count. The 0-1. 0-2. Ohtani up next. 9-1-2 for the Dodgers. Edman single to right in the 3rd. Came around to score. That got him. On the way by. If you're going to get hit, that's the way. Just brushed him, so hit by pitch.
Well, you see Schlittler's reaction. Wow, got a guy 0-2, and it just nips him. Little cutter. I don't know. Did that get him? Sounded like it. But
let's listen.
Going by the sound, right? Heard a little ricochet because it's the arm guard. If you're a pitcher, you get no bang for your buck there, right? He's got an arm guard and you barely nicked him.
Now, we told you earlier that Ohtani is not going to pitch for a bit. Dave Roberts, the manager of the Dodgers, said it's going to be some time. Roberts said we want to give it the best chance to get into a good spot. It's the pitching and landing on the leg that gets it upset, although he said he still expects Ohtani to pitch again this season.
Well, this is the knee
that's the knee, yeah.
He's having a little issue with, and they fouled the ball off of it. You see him kind of rubbing it, trying to get the pain out of there.
Off the glove of Rice. Grabbed by Chisholm. Back to Rice. They get Ohtani as Edman moves to second.
A great job by Jazz to stay with this ball. This ball was hammered. Rice not able to come up with it. Kind of ricocheted back. But if Jazz doesn't complete the play, this ball goes into right field. Kind of shot it over there, but Jazz had a good jump playing in the hole for Ohtani to pull. He was able to come up with it. He said the heads-up plays, you know, you like to see Jazz. You know he's kind of engaged in the game now when you see stuff like that.
1-0 on Pages. Oh for 2 today. Two and 0. Foul away. Ohtani walking somewhat gingerly down the dugout steps. A grimace to go along with it. Debbie, you think there's ever going to come a time where he says, all right, I'm just a hitter? I mean, because he's played through Tommy John surgery, had a great season as a hitter. He's an unbelievable hitter. He's a 50-50 hitter, and he's a great pitcher, too. But to do both, he's getting up there in age now.
I do not see him doing that at all. I think he wants to be the greatest player in the game, one of the greatest of all time.
Looped into right field. That's going to dunk in there for a base hit. Scoring easily is Edman. Going to second is Pages as Schumann gets the ball in. It's an RBI double, and it's 3-1 L.A.
Well, it seems like the Dodgers, every time they get an opportunity, they take advantage of it. And Pages, he's been a thorn today. Just frustrating at bats. This ball jam shot the other way, but still to cover that ball and be able to stay through it. Actually
lost the bat.
Lost the bat through it.
And that's going to do it for Cam Schlittler. So he leaves with 8 strikeouts, but he's trailing 3-1 with 1 out here in the 5th. He had good stuff, but the Dodgers kept spoiling it. Yankees go to the pen. Well, Cam Schlittler will take a seat in the dugout as the Yankees go to the bullpen. And let's take a look at the bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. Everybody's well rested. They only used 3 pitchers on Friday in a 2-1 loss. Yesterday was rained out, so everybody's good to go. First up out of the pen will be Tim Hill to face Freddie Freeman. There was a pitch clock violation, so that was a free ball to Freeman. So now it's 2-1.
Finish that answer about Ohtani that you mentioned, Michael. Yeah, I think he wants to be one of the maybe the greatest player of all time, and you can't do that as a DH.
Ground ball, Jazz. But what if it starts to affect him physically, like it's doing?
Well, that's a different story. The Dodgers have the luxury to be able to put him on the shelf and keep him sort of ready for postseason play. But his whole life has been mapped out to be the greatest player of all time. And the only way to do that is to be a two-way player.
Runner at third, 2 outs. Here's Mookie Betts. One and 0. Three and 1. He knows he has Muncy on deck. And now they will intentionally walk Mookie Betts.
I think Tim Hill was going to give in early in the count, and once you get behind, you've got to look at his lifetime numbers against lefties. Lefties only hitting 185. of Tim Hill.
Pretty big spot in this game. Yankees down by 2. They have just 1 hit. That was the home run by Grisham against Yamamoto. We're in the top of the 5th inning. 3-6-0 leading 1-1-0. Pages leads off third. Betts off first. That's just 1 stolen base. Last Friday, before the All-Star break, Betts played in the game for the Dodgers, meaning that he has now played in more games for the Dodgers than he did for the Red Sox.
Yeah, you always remember him as a Red Sox, and it seemed like that organization kind of stood still for a while once they got rid of him, and he's done great things with the Dodgers also.
A strike. Throw to third, getting back Pages. Three and one on Muncy with Kyle Tucker on deck. Tavihi warming for the Yanks. 3-2. That releases Betts at first. Pages will play it by ear at third. Ben Rice backs up behind Betts. Ground ball. Rice fields. And he flips to Hill for the final out. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 men left. We're halfway through. Dodgers up by 2. Well, let's check out one of today's player props brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. Max Schumann will lead off. If he hits 1 or more home runs, it's plus 950. Schumann, Chisholm, Volpe against Yamamoto, bottom of the 5th inning. 1-0. Fly ball. Left center. Pages over. 1 down. Paul, Yamamoto has that little pause where he hangs his leg up a bit. How much of an issue is that for a hitter?
Well, it can be, especially with a leg kick, if you're timing a certain part of his windup. And it seems like sometimes he holds it a little bit longer, so he does change it a little bit. But anytime you have something you're really not used to, it can affect your timing.
Well, the consistency to that delivery, Michael, is the key to his success. That's what allows him to load. And his control has been pinpoint with all of his pitches. So that repeatable delivery coming at you, almost a double gather. There's the second gather, and then the glide, and then at the end, the release. Good splitter right there. But the tunneling effect, all of his pitches look like they come in on the same level and then work off of each other.
And he starts with both feet on the rubber. And then the left foot goes behind the rubber. And that's how he starts his delivery. So there's like 2 touch points for him. That one, and then the leg hang. Two and two.
Every pitch has a purpose. Every pitch just misses.
Yamamoto finished 3rd Cy Young voting last year behind Paul Skeens and Christopher Sanchez. And in 6 postseason games, he had a 1.45 ERA. Swing and a miss. And his success is not surprising people in Major League Baseball. Every team wanted him, willing to bid, willing to give long-term years, which a lot of teams don't want to do for pitchers. He eventually signed 12 years, $325 million with the Dodgers. This is the third season of that deal. There's Anthony Volpe. Pitch outside. So that contract covers him from age 25 to 36. And he became a free agent at a very young age. That's why everybody was in on him. Drilled deep to left field. Going back, Hernandez. He's on the track. Reaches up and makes the play to take an extra base hit away from Anthony Volpe. We played 5 here in the Bronx. Dodgers 3. The Yankees 1. You're watching? Yes.
Bob Lorenz with your Audi update. Rays and Red Sox today, top of the second. Victor Mesa Jr. goes gap to right center off Sonny Gray. Ceddanne Rafael is going to have a problem with it. And when Victor Mesa sees that, it is full turbo. Around third, headed home. The ball will come loose. It's an inside the park home run. Rays lead that one 1-0. Michael?
Well, thank you, Bob. As we go to the 6th inning, Kyle Tucker against Tim Hill takes a strike. Red Sox have won 12 straight. Last time they had a 13-game winning streak, July of 1948. They've turned their season around. Let's go around the majors. So that's their longest winning streak since 2006 in 12 games. Kyle Bradish just got a 5-year contract extension from the O's, and Brandon Woodruff, bad news for him. He's going to undergo shoulder surgery. Tucker lost that one to left. And Bellinger makes the play. So the Rays keep losing to the Red Sox. They lost the first 3. So the Yankees are just 2 games back in the loss column. But look out, the Red Sox now are 7 games back. And they were in last place a couple of weeks ago.
I mean, they're up for a wild card at this point, right?
Here's Teoscar Hernandez. A strike.
That's where you see a team that was going to be a seller at the deadline turn into a buyer in about 2 weeks.
Well, if you think about it, and you see Boston, they're usually down on their pitching, and they just outslug people. And this year, the pitching's been pretty solid. And all of a sudden now the offense starting to turn around. 12 games, that's a nice little winning streak.
And down goes Teoscar Hernandez, 2 away here in the 6th.
Well, Tim Hill does what Tim Hill does, and that's pump strikes in there. Usually you see a lot of ground balls. Strike out here. See too many breaking balls from Tim Hill.
Had a little spin on it, yes.
1-0 on Dalton Rushing. Struck out twice against Cam Schlittler. Schlittler had 8 strikeouts, no walks, but he gave up 3 runs.
Yeah, I was looking at Schlittler's breakdown of pitches. You know, we came out firing. He looked, man, just a lot of swing and misses. Struck out the side in the first inning, expended a lot of energy early. Paul and you and I talked about his curveball, or maybe getting some easy strikes, taking some pressure off of himself. Schlittler threw 14 curveballs, just 1 for a strike. And to me, that's a difference maker for him. If he can drop that in there for a strike, take some pressure off of himself. Especially when hitters are fouling off one after another.
Yep.
So Rushing walks on 4 pitches, and Aaron Boone walks out of the dugout. Probably call on Angel Chavihi, and he does. It'll be Chavihi against Edman. Runner on first, 2 men out here in the 6th, 3-1 Dodgers. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Charles Tieran, making it easy for men to dress well. Visit ctshirts.com. By your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. And by Sage, proud accounting software provider of the New York Yankees. Look at the greatest city in the world. Got the drone working. And there's Columbus Circle. Go one way, Central Park. Another way, Great Mall. Whole deal. Angel Chavihi comes on. He has been impressive of late.
I'm heading into that city tonight, Michael.
Yeah, I heard.
Got a big concert to go to at MSG. You're going to have to text me the score so I can watch the concert and keep up with what's going on tonight, too.
Okay. Now, you must really like Bon Jovi. This is the second time you're seeing them.
Oh, it's probably the 102nd time from the old days. Yeah, we've seen a lot of their shows. My wife's a big fan. Great concert band. Brings back some good memories.
Oh, 2 on Edman. Three 6-0 for the Dodgers, 1-1-0 for the Yanks. Edman 1 for 1, hit by pitch, 2 runs scored. He missed the first 74 games of the season after undergoing right ankle surgery during the offseason, but since he's come back, wow, 352, a home run, 11 runs batted in. He's always been a solid player, real winning sort of baseball player.
Yeah, playing second base. He was actually playing some left field when Hernandez was out, so he's able to play numerous positions also.
Swing and a miss. Chavihi strikes out Edman. Dodgers strand 1, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. Time to name that Yankee, brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. Obviously a pretty good career. See the ERA, 2 All-Stars. Started with the Dodgers, long stretch with the Pirates. A couple of years with the Yankees and finished with the Astros.
I think I got it.
You think so?
I think I got it.
No, I was thinking it did. Yeah, I did get it.
Yep, that's the guy.
Monitor Einstein, bottom of the 6th inning. It's 3-1 Dodgers. Ryan McMahon will lead off. 8-9-1 for the Yankees in their order against Yamamoto.
I mean, you go back to the 79 Pirates. That's the family.
Oh yeah, they were something.
Sister Sledge.
This guy here was quite a golfer too.
Oh, he just gave it away.
Pretty darn good.
Pretty good hitter too.
Yeah, we are family. The 70. Remember those uniforms, that yellow? You had Willie Stargell, Dave Parker.
Omar Moreno.
Oh, yeah.
Two and 1 on McMahon.
We get this answer, Michael. You might, who knows? It might come up again during the Dodgers or the Pirates series.
Yeah.
This guy played for Dodgers, Pirates, and the Yankees.
Manny Sanguillen catching.
Manny. Yeah, it was one of the few catchers I remember could run. He would steal bases.
Looped into left field on the run, Hernandez, and he makes the play.
Well, Yamamoto has been on point all game long. Paint with his fastball. Splitters have been at the knees or below. 2-seamers and 4-seamers. He's got all the pitches and the command to go with it.
Here's Sanchez. Struck out looking in the 3rd. Yamamoto 6 strikeouts, no walks. Shallow center. Edman backs up to make the play. Well, here's the guy standing between the Yankees and a no-hitter. He hit a home run leading off the 4th inning. It's the Yankees' only base runner. Trent Grisham, his 11th home run of the year. Yamamoto's pitch count in great shape. He's at 63. There's a strike.
Wouldn't see too many of those. A back-to-back curveballs, but this is the one that he did give up. No doubt about the second deck for Grisham.
Two and one.
You go back to June 13th, Michael. Yamamoto had a perfect game in the 8th inning with 2 outs earlier this year. Mookie Betts booted one at shortstop. Kind of owned up to it afterwards. That's the kind of guy Mookie Betts is. He's like, hey, that's on me. But he's kind of got that look about. He's flirting with things like this going on, right? A no-hitter or potential, his pitch count under control early. Kind of feels like this guy's, he might do something like that this year.
Well, you know, you watch him in the World Series and you were overly impressed, but then, you know, you don't see him day to day, but you watch him on a day like this, you can see how he can get to that point in the game.
Yeah. And
just does not miss.
Remember, Dave Steeb was all around a no-hitter one year when he was really on his game. Finally got one. You know, you kind of sense it with pitchers that they're on their game like that. And if you're going to bet on somebody doing something like that in today's game, a no-hitter potentially, it might be this guy.
Ground ball, Freeman to Yamamoto, and the Yankees go down in order. Still just 1 hit through 6 innings at Yankee Stadium at 3-1 Dodgers. Help America's Heroes. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to t2t.org. Ford scoreboard 3-1 Dodgers. First game of a day-night doubleheader. Chavihi against Ohtani as we start the 7th. One and 0. Ohtani, 32 years old, 9th major league season. 2 seasons with the Dodgers, 2 MVP awards, and 2 World Series titles. High fly ball. Shading his eyes from the sun, Bellinger makes the play. You know, Judge's historic 2022 season is the only thing standing between Ohtani and 5 straight MVPs. He's navigating those steps very carefully with that bulky left knee that's taken him out of a pitching situation, at least for the time being. Yankees waiting for that guy to get back, but everything has to be right. The healing is happening, but there's still no clearance to do baseball activities.
Yeah, I was, kind of processing what they said and everything, and you got a one-shot deal here. If you come back too quick, re-injured, you're done for the year. So you really have to be sure. Believe me, I'd love to see him on the field. I'd love to see him working out. I'm sure the fans come here wishing he was playing, but you know, you start a week early, 3-4 days early, and re-injure it. We're going to see you next year.
Popped up behind the plate. Sanchez gives it a look. And it's in the first row behind the plate.
You know, there's another point with regards to Aaron Judge, Michael, and this goes right into your wheelhouse. But, you know, the criteria for most valuable player, what does it mean? Is it just numbers? How about if you take a guy out of the lineup, what kind of team do you have?
Yep. Well, you see.
How important are you, right? You find out then when he's gone.
Maybe he's thinking about pitching. See, it's got the little grip work in there.
Strike three. Pa has a down looking. You know, it's funny you brought that up because I was talking with Aaron a couple of weeks ago and I said, you know, you might win your third MVP. And he said, what? I said, well, it shows how valuable you are. They take you out. They're not the same team. And he kind of looked at me sideways. But, you know, half joking, but it is the truth. It's proving how valuable he is to this team.
Right. I don't know, and don't get me wrong, Ohtani's might be the best player that ever played, but I don't know there's a glaring hole in the Dodgers if you take him out of the lineup like you took Judge out. You take Judge out of the Yankees, they are not the same team. The lineup, you know, just everything.
Oh, 1, 0-2. Chavihi has looked really, really sharp.
Yeah, the command of that changeup is really excellent. Arm action, low 90s changeup, upper 90s fastball, but that changeup is money.
One and 2 on Freeman. Freeman's 1 for 3. RBI single in the third. Struck out in the first, grounded to second in the fifth. One, 2. Betts on deck.
And Freddie Freeman now 36 years old. Still looks like he's got a lot left in the tank at this point.
Yeah, his numbers just continue to accumulate year after year.
Kind of feels like those Atlanta years are kind of in a rearview mirror at this point. He got some rings on his fingers.
Yeah, look at his lifetime numbers. He had a higher WAR with the Dodgers, as good as he was with the Braves. He's been even better with the Dodgers.
Chavihi, pure gas, 99 miles an hour, getting Freeman swinging. So the Dodgers go down 1-2-3 against Chavihi. The end is 6.5. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. It's the Dodgers 3 and the Yankees 1, but we'll stay right here as we honor America in the Bronx.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. We rise and remove your caps. Today, the New York Yankees are posthumously honoring as their veteran of the game, United States Army Sergeant Thomas Blundell from Brooklyn, who served in Vietnam and was awarded the Bronze Star and Purple Heart. The Yankees say thank you, Thomas, for your sacrifice and for your service to our nation, and send condolences to the Blundell family on his passing. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in singing along with Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America.
The mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless
Time for your Ford Studio update. Bob and Jack with you, and a great starting pitching matchup tilted in favor of the Dodgers today.
Yeah, and the difference was efficiency. You look at Cam Schlittler. He had great stuff, Bob. 8 strikeouts, no walks, but out of the game in the 5th inning as he's getting close to 100 pitches. You look at Yamamoto through 6 innings. He's not even at 70 pitches. Everything has been working. Only 1 base run of the Grisham homer. If you're the Yankees, you're down 2. Maybe you figure out a way to pull one out like you did last weekend.
We'll find out and see you on the postgame, guys.
Thank you, guys. Let's check out today's Gusto game matchup. 3-6-0 for the Dodgers, 1-1-0 for the Yanks. Yamamoto has been outstanding. Cam Schlittler had great stuff, but they made him throw a lot of pitches. Ohtani 1 for 4 RBI double. Trent Grisham, the only hit for the Yankees, the only run, the only base runner. Yamamoto at 68 pitches. Ford scoreboard 3-1 Dodgers. Ben Rice leads off. Takes pitch low 1-0. Rice, Dominguez, and Bellinger. That one is driven into right center field. It's a base hit. Splits the outfielders, and it goes to the wall. Rice will be at second with a leadoff double.
As he did on Friday night, just a rope to the gap. Ben Rice, this is one of the few fork balls that it's still going down, but up in the zone enough where he can hammer it into right center field. And he does.
Barreled up and another bullet right in the gap.
And you're 3-1. I mean, the leadoff double is an opportunity. At least you have to plate Ben Rice.
Here's Dominguez, 0 for 2 against Yamamoto. And he pops it up. Muncy makes the play, and nothing happened good in that at bat. Did move the runner to third. Hit a pop up to the left side, 1 down.
Yeah, that's a young hitter and a veteran pitcher right there. I mean, ball right under his hands. Not much you can do with it other than pull it foul. And if you push it the other way, nothing good happens. You really have to have a plan in that at bat if you're Dominguez to get something done.
Here's Bellinger. 1-0. Bellinger struck out twice, both times looking against Yamamoto. Has a modest 5-game hitting streak. One and one. Center field. Pages. Now you can't fall for the fallacy of the predetermined outcome, but if you move Rice to third and that's a fly ball, that's a run.
Yeah, that's a pitch that Cody Bellinger. You haven't seen too many pitches that were off Yamamoto that were hittable. That was a hittable pitch. He just didn't quite get it. You put a lot of pressure on Schubert. Another split finger, and watch, this kind of stays up over the plate. Good swing, this kind of got in on him and didn't square it up. Those split fingers early in the game, Coney, everything below the knees darting down into the dirt. The last couple have been up in the strike zone, probably starting to get a little tired.
That's a good point. Rice hit a bullet off of his, and Bellinger missed that one. Gonna stay with Schumann here, righty on righty.
Schumann, if you think about it, has had a couple good swings off of him.
Oh and 1. Schumann fly ball to left and center. Came into the game with a .397 on base percentage, so seen a lot more time as he has proven to Aaron Boone that he can contribute. Get things done. The 0-1. Big spot for him right here. 1-1. Rushing went out and talked with Yamamoto because the 2 bad pitches in the inning, splitters that didn't go down. Maybe so let's stay away from that. Economical pitching for Yamamoto. Came back with a pretty good one there. 1-2 as Schumann waved through it.
It's amazing how much more movement he gets with that split finger when it's down in the strike zone, huh?
Yeah, it starts at the knees and dives.
One, 2. Slider misses outside. 2-2.
Good take right there. Tough pitch. Good pitch. Good take.
Three and 2. Josh Chisholm is on deck.
This is what Schumann's shown. He can give you an at-bat. He can work it.
Yamamoto steps off. Foul ball. Yankees 2 hits. Grisham's home run and Rice's leadoff double here in the 7th. The Dodgers have 6 hits and 3 runs. RBI double by Ohtani in the 3rd. RBI single later that inning by Freeman. And then a double by Pages driving in a run in the 5th. That was the last batter that Schlittler faced. The Pages double was a looper just inside the right field line. The 3-2 lined into center field. Pages right there, and that'll do it. So the Yankees waste the leadoff double. Will go to the 8th. On Tuesday, July 21st, come out to Yankee Stadium to celebrate the magic of Harry Potter. First 18,000 guests in attendance receive an Aaron Judge Harry Potter bobblehead in one of the 4 house colors. The specific house will be distributed at random upon entrance. Get your tickets today at Yankees.com. Jake Bird comes on for the Yanks. Hits the 8th inning. Mookie Betts leads off. 1-0. Betts, Muncy, Tucker against the right-hander. Javihi, another strong outing. 4 up, 4 down with 3 strikeouts. And a strike. So, Paul, did it surprise you what I said earlier that over 50% of doubleheaders are swept?
It really did. And, it just seems like you have such a tendency to show up one game and then possibly not the other. But, those percentages really, sweeping a doubleheaders, that gets you in the right spot.
One, 2. Grounded foul.
I was talking to James before the game about this, and Coney, it's just how many decisions really does Roberts make? Because the Dodgers are not like a lot of the teams, including the Yankees, that match up specific guys with righties and lefties. You've got Ohtani, Pages, Freeman, Betts, Muncy, Tucker, Toscar Hernandez and Edman, who pretty much play every day. I mean, that's 80-year players right there that you're not worried about the platoon system. And every once in a while rushing, obviously as a catcher will get a day off. But interesting to me what they do tonight. Same lineup, or do you file a couple guys in there?
Swing and a miss. Betts down on strikes.
Right out of the hand, you could see the spin. Tight and quick.
Now, Ali Sanchez catching the day part of the day-night doubleheader, and Austin Wells obviously will be in there tonight. So we looked up the last time that the Yankees had one catcher catch both ends of a doubleheader. You have to go back to 1989. Bob Guerin did it, and he's the bench coach for the Dodgers. Last guy to catch both ends of a doubleheader. Yogi did that all the time. Muncy with the big home run on Friday, and he's creeping up on the Dodgers home run leaderboard. Duke Snider's the top at 389. And Muncy is in 6th place. Kind of surprising. One behind Ron Say. Dodgers have compiled the best record of baseball and essentially have not had Glasnow and have not had Snell. Somehow they put it together. And then they get their pitching back for the postseason. They just take their time, don't panic, and it's ready in October.
Boy, Muncy is so good at that inside. He actually leans out over the plate to hook the ball outside and is still able to get to that inside pitch.
Popped up, long run for McMahon. He can't see it, doesn't know where it is, and it falls untouched. He had no clue. Now, there's really no clouds in the sky. It's just blue skies, but it's a high sky.
Yeah, he's got the old flip down. So, if you can't find the ball, your sunglasses are not. It won't come out of the sun. This is what you're going to see. And right there, you lose it. You just don't have enough to re-find it. It's a bad feeling.
He's got the old flip sunglasses on, too, and he had them down. Still couldn't find it. You don't see those too much anymore, but he's old school with the flip down sunglasses.
Yeah, they used to give you problems when you were running like diagonal into the gap. You would see the bridge of the glass, of the glasses, the plastic part. That's where, the new, Oakleys and Nikes and things like that were much easier for an outfield.
So he flips it?
Immediately you flip it down, but he took his eye off of it to kind of look at, where he was, and that's when you lose it.
I'm wondering too. We saw that shot overhead. If it's a little hazy in the background from the wildfires too. Certainly you could see, that's right where it was. The ball comes out of that haze. So not making excuses for anybody, but it is what it is.
Left field right now as the year gets. Towards the end of the year, the sun really gets bad. Left field, shortstop, third base. Those are your sun places. That's one thing I always appreciate when playing right field. I look over and I didn't have an issue with the sun. If I saw the ball, you were fine because with the angle of the sun, you wouldn't lose it in right field.
Well, the first year when you played left, was it that much more difficult?
It was bad, and especially later in the year, going towards the gap and balls. It was almost impossible. Boston, right field on earlier games was tough. You could lose balls. I remember Lou Piniella lost that ball in the playoff game and just kind of stabbed, and it went in his glove.
Probably saved that game.
Uh-huh.
we talked earlier about you play good teams, you have to keep it at 27 out. So the Muncy double, there's a challenge presented by T-Mobile. And the Yankees are out of challenges.
Pitch the ball. New York has exhausted their challenges.
They haven't just used them all, they've exhausted them. But Muncy got that double in the second, which should have been an out. And then you're forcing Schlittler to throw more pitches. And now that pop-up that didn't get caught gets Muncy to walk, and again, you're putting more pressure on Bird. So at this point, the Dodgers getting 29 outs.
The Dodgers don't need 29 outs. I mean, they are a solid lineup. And, they're playing well this series. There's no doubt about it. They came in on a 3-game losing streak, but you can tell they're just a solid team. Went over the numbers on Friday. They pitch well. They catch the ball. They hit well. I mean, they're just a good all-around team.
And there's a base hit to right center field. Muncy round second. He'll go to third. Schumann flips the ball into Jazz Chisholm. So Tucker with a single. It's first and third, one man out.
Another guy that really, you kind of scratch your head. I mean, the number he's put up in his career, and he's kind of struggled this year offensively after the big contract, but stays with this, lines it into right field. Once he gets a good read, and that's such a key thing on first base. I mean, there was no hesitation, so you're just cruising into third base. You know where the outfielders are before the pitch is made.
Yankees looking for a double play. The struggling Teoscar Hernandez at the plate, first and third. 1-0. Fly ball right field on the run. Schumann, he slides, can't make the play, and it bounces into the seats for a double. So Muncy will score. Tucker will move to third. Hernandez gets a double and an RBI, and it's 4-1 LA.
Well, Hernandez, his whole career has had a knack for putting together at bats and driving in runs. Schumann gave it an effort over in the corner. I mean, it would have been an unbelievable play. Fastball kind of stays up in the zone. He just fights it off the other way. Again, it would have been a great play, but in games like this, these plays, they got to be made. It's just the way it is sometimes. When a team is hot, and a team has that good of a pitcher on the hill, sometimes you got to do things defensively out of the ordinary.
So Matt Blake goes out and talks with Bird. Now the Yankees will have to bring the infield in with the runners on second and third and one out. Dalton rushing 0 for 2. 2 strikeouts and a walk. Infield is in. 1-0. Now Sanchez working through something. Tucker at third, Hernandez at second. 4-1 Dodgers. Snap throw to third, diving back, Tucker. Set play, timing play. Doval up in the Yankee bullpen right now. And the bases are loaded as Rushing walks on 4 pitches. I'm not sure Doval is ready to come in, so this is still Bird's inning with Edman coming up.
Yeah, you got to kind of manage a little. I mean, right now you're losing, and you got another game tonight. You can't just keep firing pitchers out there. Somebody might have to bite the bullet here to keep your pen fresh for the night game.
And a strike to Tommy Edman. One. Yankees back up for the double play. They are in at the corners, back at short and second. Two and one. Now back to the screen, 2-2. And the pitch. Just missed the outside corner. You've got Ohtani on deck. No place to put Edman. Crowd starting to get restless. Foul back. Hit sharply and past the diving Rice into right field. 1 run scores. 2 run score. Edman with a 2-run single, and it's 6-1 Dodgers.
Well, it just seems like the Dodgers have been knocking on the door all day to break this thing open. They just kept adding big hit after big hit in big situations, and that one right there kind of shut the door. 2-seamer. It's a little bit too much at the plate, huh, Tony?
On a 3-2 pitch, you got to throw a strike. Edman on the spot again.
And now the way Bird is struggling, you're concerned about Ohtani putting one on the ground concourse. First and second with 1 man out. 1-0. Ohtani doubled in a run and scored a run in the third. 1 for 4. And has a base hit to right field. Rushing rounds third. He's coming home. Moving to third, Edman. The throw comes to second. It's an RBI single for Ohtani. And the Dodgers lead 7-1 as they're pulling away.
Yeah, they're just filing a good hitter after good hitter up at the plate. And right now, Bird's got to figure out that how to get an out, but he's not going to get an opportunity because Aaron Boone's heading to the mound.
And this crowd is not happy. You can hear some boos throughout the stadium. So Boone takes the ball from Bird. He's going to call on Doval, and the Dodgers lead 7-1. All right, it's time to name that Yankee. Here are the clues: 151 and 125. Good ERA. David?
That's got to be Rick Rhoden.
And it is Rick Rhoden. As Paul mentioned, he's become a very good golfer. Always was. And he was a very good hitter as well.
And a pretty good pitcher. And we're going to see the bat work. Yes. You know, there's a lot of ex-Major League Baseball players that think they can play professional golf. He's kind of the only one that did it.
Now, Billy Martin started him as a DH on June 11, 1988 against the Orioles. He was 0 for 1 with a sac fly. Pitch inside from Doval.
Played on the seniors tour in PGA. It was legitimate. Had a second career, really. Made money as a professional golfer.
See the numbers with the Yankees. A tough trade for them. They traded Doug Drabek, who turned out to be a really outstanding starter. And Pages gets drilled by Doval. The bases are loaded.
Well, he didn't even grimace. He must have had an arm guard. That must have got him there. Let's take a look. Right on the back of the arm.
He does have a guard on, but not sure if it got it. Sounded like it did.
It's like a breaking ball or something that's spinning, right?
Well, there's the ninth batter to come to the plate. Bases loaded, still just 1 out. 4 runs in. As this one's getting away from the Yanks. A little trouble with the pitch com. Way outside. Seven, 10-0 for the Dodgers. 1-2-0 for the Yanks. They've been shut down by Yamamoto. Grounded foul. Doval deals. Dropped the slider in there for a strike. Look up at the scoreboard. Red Sox leading Tampa Bay 6-1, and Yankees just letting opportunities to take over the American League East. They're just letting them go by. Into center field. Grisham makes the play. Tagging and scoring is Edman. Sac fly for Freeman, and it's 8-1 Dodgers.
Right, you're just seeing a professional lineup. I mean, they're getting things done. When they have an opportunity to tack on, they just continue to tack on. You're right, Michael. This game is completely got away from the Yankees here in the top of the 8th.
Second ribby of the game for Freeman, an RBI single and a sac fly. Now it's 51 ribbies.
You know, pitcher's duel has turned into a blowout.
And Mookie Betts, who started this inning innocently enough by striking out against Bird, he comes to the plate first and second. Down he goes.
Well, looks like another ball that was spinning, but you know what? Still, it doesn't take much for a team to figure out, you know, this isn't right. Again, there's just no bite on that. Is that a cutter or a slider?
That was a slider. Just flew open, missed it. Up and in. And, you know, Doval's got a great arm, but that's sort of his problem. His delivery, he gets a little too rotational, and he can miss arm side a lot. And that one was arm side miss with a slider. We talked about, you know, you showed Yamamoto's delivery earlier. We had some great shots, you know, from our cameraman, our truck. Yamamoto had that gather and that glide towards home plate before he delivered. You can see Doval gets a little too rotational with his shoulders. That front shoulder can fly. Very close delivery and then flies. So when he's right, it's very good. But when he's wrong, you can see that's where it goes wrong. It's mechanical. You got to hold it in there. Same with hitters. Keep your shoulder in there a little longer. That's the glide part of the delivery before you fly and release the ball.
3-0. Ball 4. Bases are loaded again.
It's another thing the Dodgers do is if you're not going to throw strikes, they're not going to swing.
Yeah, I mean, their on-base percentage is up in baseball. Their batting average, they know how to hit. They know how to situational hit.
It's a veteran team with an approach and a plan.
Uh-huh.
They had a good plan against Cam Schlittler today, too, as well. Pushing his pitch count up, laying off of his curveball, not swinging at it at all. One of the first lessons I learned in the big leagues coming up was unless you can throw your curveball for a strike, big league hitters will not swing at it.
Mm-hmm.
2-1 on Muncy. Dodgers obviously very familiar with Doval. Spent a lot of his career with the Giants, and they see each other at least 13 times a year. And the pitch. 3-1. (8-1) LA. Grounded and grabbed by Rice. He'll step on the bag, and that'll do it. But the Dodgers put a 5 spot on the board. They leave the bases loaded. They're up 8-1. Well, this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Now, Yamamoto is walking off the field. He's pointing to his spikes, so it looks like he's going to put on another pair of spikes. Hyundai scoreboard 8-1 Dodgers. The guy sitting there with his arms crossed, that's Bob Guerin, longtime bench coach of the Dodgers. Used to play for the Yankees.
Right.
Steve Sachs was on the Yankees when Bob Guerin was a Yankee. Now, Bob is a member of the Large Noggin Club, which I'm a member of, too.
Right.
So, remember when Don Mattingly signed the then outrageously big $19 million contract?
Yeah.
Steve Sachs would go around asking people in the clubhouse, media members, teammates, what would you rather have? Mattingly's $19 million or Bob Guerin's head filled with nickels?
You know, maybe not Mattingly. Maybe Ohtani, I think you'd have to take Ohtani's money, right?
But Bob's a good guy, smart baseball man, and he's a good right-hand man for Dave Roberts. But, yeah, Sachs, at any opportunity, would just ask people that. So here's Yamamoto noticing something wrong with his spikes, telling home plate umpire Rob Drake, got something wrong there. Got to fix it. There's something that came loose. Yankees have another game tonight against the Dodgers, day-night doubleheader. Elmer Rodriguez will be the 27th man, and he will probably get a start, maybe. But they could also use him as a bulk guy. We'll take a look at the Mercedes-Benz road ahead. One more game against the Dodgers. 7:20 start. You can watch it on NBC. Post-game show will be on Yes. Then the Pirates come to town for 3. Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday afternoon, all on Yes. Thursday is an off day. Then the Yankees begin a very long road trip. 3 against the Phillies, 4 against the White Sox in Chicago, and 3 against the Cubs in Chicago. So not too easy.
Got Girardi with you in Chicago there?
Yes. Yep. We're going to stay in his old dorm room at Northwestern.
Nice.
That'll be
Well, you
fun.
found his ID the other day. He can probably still get you in,
he
right?
could probably still get in, yeah. So Yamamoto has fixed his spike issue, and now we are ready to roll here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Hey, Michael, you guys laugh about Joe Girardi going back to the dorm at Northwestern, but we actually did that for an episode of the Joe Girardi toured his old dorm, and he said it looks a little different than it used to, much smaller than he remembers.
Now, we might be visiting some of Meredith's old haunts in Philadelphia. Right, Mer?
And a time will be had, Michael.
As it was and as it will.
To a cheesesteak guy, Michael?
I don't mind it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You know, all the opposing players talk about the cheesesteaks in the clubhouse in Philadelphia and how you can't avoid them.
0-2. New left fielder Alex Call. The one thing that we've seen with no Judge and no Stanton is it does impact other hitters. And the Yankees now, coming into this game, they're 2 games under 500 without Aaron Judge. And they started off really well without Aaron. So since then, it's been tough. And they're scoring almost 1 run fewer per game without Judge. So, you know, baseball's not like basketball where one guy can control the action, but he is a big part of what the Yankees do.
Well, you hear the term lengthening out a lineup, and that's a hard concept to quantify, but you can kind of see it now with Judge out of there. You take pressure off the entire lineup. You get deeper.
High fly ball, left center. Pages battling the sun. He can't make the play, and it falls in. And Jazz Chisholm will stop at second with an inning-opening double. So whatever's going on in that sky, it's an equal opportunity offender.
Yeah, you're talking about one of the game's best center fielder trying to get to the side, and you just wait as long as you can. You see, he just totally whiffed it. I mean, you just lose that ball in the sun, and it just will not come out at the end.
He almost took that off the helmet.
Yeah. And the thing is you'd like to be able to have enough time to get around and look at it from the other angle, but it's just like you run out of time.
That one is dunked into left center field by Volpe, and that is going to score Jazz Chisholm. So an RBI single for Volpe, and it's 8-2 Dodgers.
Well, I guess extra outs help everybody. The Yankees get an extra out here with the Sun double. A little breaking ball. Didn't have a lot of bite. Right off the end of the bat.
Here's Ryan McMahon. Grounded to first. Freeman goes to second, one on to first. Hits a double play.
Well, kind of tailor-made here, Tony, right? Right off the bat. Freddie Freeman's done this one before.
Yeah, that's part of Yamamoto's arsenal, is to be able to get ground balls. Slider down there or splitters down. Excellent command with his fastball, but when he needs to get a ground ball, he can live at the knees and below.
Strike to Sanchez. Sanchez 0 for 2. That one is looped into left field. Alex Call comes on to make the play for the final out. Yankees get a run on 2 hits. Nobody left on base. We go to the 9th. The Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Optimum Fiber, famously fast fiber internet, and by the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Deals so right, they almost feel wrong. Only at your local Hyundai dealer. Some special players have worn these uniforms, and these two teams are connected throughout baseball history. They've appeared against each other in 12 World Series. The Yankees certainly had the early advantage. Dodgers won another one in 2024. Things got a little bit more even once they got to LA, but the Yankees beat them in 77 and 78 in those World Series. Dodgers came back in 81 as well.
Who was better, Willie, Mickey, or the Duke?
Have to ask Terry Cashman, right?
Terry Cashman did.
Doval still out there. Will face Tucker, and there's a strike.
Boy, if you're talking what takes you back to the minor leagues, it's that song right there, huh? Every day in the minor leagues you hear that. Talking baseball.
The cool thing is they did it for every team. After Willie, Mickey, and the Duke hit, then they did it for every team. But when you talk to old-time players, they just say that there was nobody, ground ball to Rice, nobody that even came close to Willie Mays in terms of talent, everything that he could do. Hey, don't miss Liverpool FC take on Wrexham AFC, an exciting soccer friendly at Yankee Stadium on Wednesday, July 29th. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. So one down in the ninth inning. That'll bring up Alex Call. Took over in left field for Teoscar. One and 0. In all the times that the Dodgers faced the Yankees in the World Series when they were in Brooklyn, the only time they won was 1955. The Yankees came back and won the next year. And then they played again when the Dodgers went to LA, and they met in the 1963 World Series, which the Dodgers swept.
There's always games you remember as a kid growing up, watching those big games. That at-bat with Bob Welsh and Reggie Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Never forget that. Such young, 12 years old at the time, 13, whatever, teenager. Young flame-throwing Bob Welsh and Reggie Jackson swinging from his knees, helmet flying off.
Harder and harder every pitch.
I think that at-bat lasted about 15 minutes. You know, there's no pitch clock. But it was riveting.
And then Reggie on the base paths, smartly taking one off the rear end, break up a double play. And then obviously that game 6 where he hit the 3 home runs on 3 successive pitches.
He got the last laugh.
2? How about 3? Okay. What a night.
That was a bomb up in the black right there.
To the black. Remember that, everybody? Can you get to the black? You doing the old stadium stuff there.
I'm trying to recall, Paul, did you ever hit one into the block?
I don't think so. I remember watching Strawberry doink a couple up there, but
Dodgers will challenge the strike call, and they get it right. Presented by T-Mobile. And that's a lot. Anyway, the history between these two teams, 12 World Series meetings, most in Major League history. Yankees lead the series 8-4. Larson's perfect game, Freeman's walk-off grand slam in 2024. You can't write baseball history without Yankees-Dodgers World Series. Did you ever give up any into the block?
No, not in the black. Upper deck. I was an upper deck guy.
Our good buddy Ken Singleton hit one into the block.
Did he really?
Yep. (3-1). And Rushing walked for the third time. He has a no-contact day. 3 walks and 2 strikeouts. So 3 walks for Doval. (8-2) Dodgers are in the top of the 9th inning. 1 man out. And here's Tommy Edman. 2 for 3. Driven out into right center field. On the run is Grisham. He'll make the play. Tagging is called. He's going to go to third. Throw comes to second. And that'll bring up Ohtani.
You see the difference of Grisham going to his left and the right center. Sun, not an issue at all. It's everything going to your right as a center fielder in the left center gap.
So here's Ohtani. The way Ohtani holds the bat, it looks like he's a chimney sweep trying to get the upper reaches of the chimney. Isn't that hard, though, Paul, to get that bat back into the hitting position when it's that high?
Well, you start there, thinking about your hands and where you want to be. But as you watch him, he'll start to load, and they do come down a bit. But a lot of people are using that little turn-in of his front foot. They got him in third base.
They did get him. And they take the bat out of Ohtani's hands as Call is picked off at third for the final out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left. Call gets him, and the Yankees get the call. But the Dodgers are going to challenge the call on call. We'll see.
Los Angeles is challenging the out call at third base.
Now, you might say, why are they challenging? They'd be foolish not to, because once you pass the 8th inning, even if you're out of challenges, you can ask the umpires nicely, can I challenge? And they'll let you. Which is, I don't understand that rule at all, David. You either have a challenge or you don't.
Can't really tell from the couple of angles we've seen.
He might be in. I think he's in. Got him on the upper arm, the foot touched. We'll see if it's enough to overturn. Big challenge because it does give Ohtani a swing if he is indeed safe at third. It's that close that they're going to take a long, long look at it, trying to find an angle that is conclusive. And remember, the out on the field, the call on the field is out, so they have to have enough to overturn that. Well, Doval was in the dugout. Now he's back out, so he thinks it's going to be overturned. Man who made the tag is in the dugout, Ryan McMahon.
Yamamoto, game face still on.
Well, this is a long one here.
Got to be a little quicker. They got a game after this.
I was going to say.
Now, if it's taking this long, do they not have enough to overturn?
Generally speaking, that's what would lead you to believe that, yes.
Here we go.
After review, the call in the field stands. The runner is out. Dodgers will lose their challenge.
Interesting. A little surprising as well. So we will go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Yankees are down by 6. Well, fans, stick around after the final out for the W.B. Mason Yankees postgame for highlights, analysis, and reaction from today's game. Plus, Aaron Boone on the manager's report and a look ahead to Game 2 tonight. Yamamoto wants a complete game, so he's out there to pitch tonight. Doesn't seem like there's anybody throwing for the Dodgers. Pitch count's in good shape, 8-2. Dodgers, they broke it open with 5 runs in the 8th inning against 2 Yankee relievers, Bird and Doval.
Yeah, what an advantage on the Dodgers side to have your starting pitcher pitching into the 9th inning here, potentially a complete game, and they have a doubleheader.
An odd stat, he's never had a complete game in the regular season, but he had 2 of them in the playoffs. So he knows how to do it. There's no doubt about that.
Top of the order for the Yankees, Trent Grisham hit a home run in the 4th. 1-0.
If you look at his start today, Coney, it was never in the game was he searching for anything. You know, he just had total control of everything he wanted to do on the field.
This would be pitch number 94. 2-1. And a strike. 2-2. Let's see if Pages wins the battle with the sun, and he does.
That was more of a line drive where the high fly ball was the one that can really get stuck in the sun.
Well, they've got Breyer up just in case it gets too lengthy pitch count wise for Yamamoto. Here's Ben Rice. Ben Rice doubled his last time up. He's 1 for 3. And that double gives him a 10-game hitting streak. And he pops that one up. Let's see if Pages wins this battle. And he does. Every fly ball an adventure. Yeah. 2 away.
The higher fly ball, you could tell he was trying to get his body and his eye level in a position where he was not going to lose that one from right off the bat. Tough day for the left and center fielders.
You know, Yamamoto with a complete game really helps the Dodgers because they will be doing a bullpen game in Game 2. So if you're going to do a bullpen game and everyone in your bullpen is available, he's just done you a big solid. Oh, 2. Dominguez 0 for 3 against Yamamoto. Dominguez batting 3rd today, the DH. And the pitch. Foul back.
Pitch number 101 about to be delivered.
And the pitch. 1-2. Strike three. That's the ball game. And all Dodgers as they beat the Yankees 8-2 in the first game of a day-night doubleheader. We talked about a marquee pitching matchup. For a while it was that, but Schlittler's pitch count started to rise, but Yamamoto ended up living up to the billing. He was that good.
He was spot on all day, Paulie, right there with all of his pitches.
Well, you're seeing why the Dodgers record is what it is. I mean, they do good things. They've got a solid lineup. They make the plays, and their pitching so far in this series has been tremendous.
We'll come back. We've got some awards to give out, and Bob and Jack on the postgame show with Meredith will break it down, and we'll hear from everybody we need to. Coming up. 8-2 Dodgers win. We take a look at the game-changing drives of the game, brought to you by Audi and the all-new Audi Q3.
Well, the great Shohei Ohtani got it going early. A booming double in the gap to get the scoring started, and then added on there right into the hole. Shohei Ohtani, game-changing drives brought to you by Audi.
How about the Chevy player of the game, David?
That Chevy player of the game's on the mound. The Japan connection paid off for the Dodgers here at the plate and on the mound. Yamamoto was excellent. A complete game, 4-hitter, only gave up 2 earned runs. In complete control right to the end.
8-10-0, beating 2-4-0. Took 3 hours on the nose. Yamamoto, his 10th win. Schlittler, his 6th loss. Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Dan Barr, Mike Webb, and our executive producer is Jared Ames Boschnack. Game 2 of the doubleheader will be on NBC shortly after 7, followed by the WB Mason postgame show right here on Yes. Join us again tomorrow when the Yankees take on the Pirates at Yankee Stadium. Coverage begins at 5 p.m. on Yes, with first pitch coming shortly after 7. Again, the final score, Dodgers 8, Yankees 2. For David Cohn, Paul O'Neill, and Meredith Marakovitz, I'm Michael Kay, saying see you from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Now let's go to Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry, standing by in our Yes Network studios with the postgame show, guys.